Oh, we're live? Hi, I'm Shy.
I'm Kyle.
So,
this goes perfect, honestly. We're talking about secondhand embarrassment today.
Yeah. Hi, at least I'm not doing nothing too embarrassing. I was trying to fix my shirt.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah. So today's topic is secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
We've all had it. We've all felt it.
I hate it.
My thing is in TV shows. That's why. Here's my thing. I can't really watch movies and shows with people because I pause a lot in between stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm pausing the show, either rewinding it back to watch it again, or just like, okay, let me process what I just seen and try to power through it, or I skip it. I'm not opposed to hitting that skip button, depending on what it is, just to see like what happened, like how long we're going to be stuck in this limbo, and then I'll be okay, and then I might go back and finish it. The few of the things that gets me is the like kiss scenes in shows.
Oh yeah.
Like if it's awkward, I'm like, that looks not natural at all. Isn't there supposed to be like some type of workshop or something you're supposed to go to like get the chemistry or something to get this right? That, and there's too long of pauses in between dialogue. Like, why is there such a long pause between this? I get it. The camera work is going from, this actor to this actor, but the pause is too long. Like it feels scripted. We know it's a script, but it feels scripted. It
doesn't feel natural in the slightest bit.
Yeah. Like like for those animes, not just animes, but it's mostly live action, like TV shows that I get that from. Cause you can see it a lot more in TV shows where it's just like, oh, well, why are you so stiff? Like the stiffness of how they're acting and just how the dialogue flows. And again, it goes back to just having a really good story. And I guess some actors are new, so that they're nervous. And so you kind of can see it.
If you can see the nervous on there, then you feel nervous for them.
Yeah. And so you can kind of see it's like, especially if they say like, this is a new actor or something, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see it. But some of them, some actors, and again, I'm getting most of the secondhand embarrassment from like a lot of the Thai shows that I watch. Some of them brand new actors, and they're just hitting out of the ballpark. You wouldn't think that they were new to it. And then there's some you're just like, oh, you poor thing. Like I can see the nervousness.
You are not comfortable in the slightest bit in this entire situation that is happening at this time.
Yeah, like the action doesn't feel natural. Like the dialogue doesn't feel natural. It feels like you're just reading from your script. And so I get secondhand embarrassment from situations like that. I get secondhand embarrassment just in life in general. When I see other people do something, I'm like, that's not even happening to me. But I feel
horrible for you. That's empathy. That's empathy. Because you're feeling empathetic for that person. And you're feeling a little sympathetic as well, but you're empathizing with their situation at that time. And that's a wonderful thing to have.
Yeah. So
even if at the same time it's making you feel horrible, because now you can imagine yourself right in that scenario and you hate every second of it.
Or just like, but I mean, sometimes it can go both ways. You can always hate it. It's like, well, darn, if only I was more outspoken or outgoing to do that same thing. So it's like, I'm embarrassed at the same time, like, I just don't have that extra oomph. But we're talking about TV shows in this sense. And a lot of it comes from mostly that. And it can be, shows can be relatable because it's something that you yourself can experience. So, like yours, you were talking about what again?
Well, I'm thinking of, and this is a credit to what we were talking about in a previous episode, the writing being phenomenal in that these characters are written to have these situations, these events happen to them, and it feels natural. And you feel that secondhand embarrassment. For example, in Disney's Recess, when Spinelli, in the episode Mama's Girl, accidentally calls her teacher, Miss Grokey, Mama. That's insanely embarrassing, and you can imagine yourself either when you were a child or remember the time when you accidentally did, because it's a very real thing that has happened. And yes, there are some cases. I remember you telling me, maybe you didn't know, it was actually another friend.
You
didn't tell me. There was, there's a friend of mine who had a teacher where everyone just called him dad or whatever, because he was just that kind of person. Like they all just related to him. So it wasn't embarrassing in that regard because everybody did. But in a case where
you're the only person to do it,
if you're the only person to do it and it's in just a random accidental moment, you're like, oh no. And then you're embarrassed. And of course, children are going to absolutely catch on to any little bit of something and cling to it and will make fun of you for it. It doesn't always happen that way, but it does. And in that particular case, because Spinelli as a character is known for being a tough character, to have accidentally did that embarrasses all get out. you feel for her. You feel that exact same thing because you can imagine yourself in that exact same scenario, especially if you don't particularly view someone in that regard, but you accidentally just let those words fall out of your mouth and you didn't even do it because your brain just did a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or in an episode of Hey Arnold where Phoebe, a very smart character.
Was that the Asian character?
Yes, the Asian character that was best friends with Helga.
Mm-hmm.
Was giving a speech or some sort of something in the auditorium and a fart fell out.
Of her?
Of her.
Oh.
Right there on stage, amplified by the microphone that picked everything up, embarrassed her to no end. And you can absolutely get all this secondhand embarrassment because you feel for her. You're like, oh no. Because up to this point, she had been a very grounded character, so to have to face such a realistic situation that was out of her control, I feel for her so bad.
But I think because that was done that way, it's kind of like, oh, she's still human.
Yes.
Because she was that almost like out of reach character.
Absolutely. That's what honestly made her the perfect person to be the person for that scenario. And then right there at the end, Harold also accidentally farted right in public and wound up being just as embarrassed. So, and considering he was the one making fun of her the most, it was justified revenge in a sense. But it's just, you get that secondhand embarrassment because you can absolutely imagine yourself in that very exact same scenario, in that very exact same problem, and you just are like, no, please.
Or you don't want to be there.
And you don't want to be there.
I see. Another one for me would have to be Wicked. The ball scene.
Oh yes, the ball.
I get it. I get it. And I love the unintentional crying because it just added the extra depth to that scene.
Yeah.
Like the tear added just the extra, moment. But that dance sequence, I was so embarrassed.
Oh yes.
There's no music playing. Everyone's looking. And
you're having to force yourself through the cringy situation. Yeah,
like you have to, like you are forcing yourself through it. It's kind of like how she was forcing herself through, which is intentionally placed, I'm sure. That is all intentional that was being done.
Oh, yes.
And so you're seeing it from, she's probably feeling embarrassed about it, but she's like, I'm going to own it and do it.
Yep.
And so we're feeling, at least for me, feeling embarrassed having to watch it. And you kind of can see that with Glinda because she kind of was embarrassed by it. That's why she was like, I'm not going to let you basically do this alone.
Right.
And plus, Glinda was the head of the snake. Okay, she do. Everyone else gonna follow.
Yep.
And so that's why everyone was like, "Oh, it's not as embarrassing because Glinda's doing it."
And then everybody got into it, and therefore it turned
became normal.
What turned a truly embarrassing situation into something that just became the icebreaker for everybody.
Yeah, it literally was that. And so, but the beginning when it's happening, which like I said, I'm sure all of it was intentional. It's embarrassing. Like you saw me. Me and Maddie were just like, hurry up with this. I can't deal with this.
And because I already had seen the play, I knew exactly what was going to happen. So I had already become conditioned to that secondhand embarrassment, but it didn't, I didn't still feel it.
I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't. Please hurry up.
The worst scene in the entire movie is that.
For me, it really is. It really is. I didn't really. I think we already talked about Wicked at some point. So
yes, we most definitely talked about
so
Wicked.
I don't think there was really much of a too deep of a lull anywhere else for me.
No.
In there, aside from that part, I think I mentioned it in our video when I was talking about it. Was that part which is kind of like dragged, which it was intentional. I get it, but it's just like, oh my God, hurry up and just go somewhere. I was so embarrassed in that scene.
You wanted to get up and get out of your seat and go.
I really wanted to leave and just come back when it was over. I really did.
Yeah.
But that's scenes like that. Intentional, yes. It's the ones that I feel like that aren't intentional. Like I said, like a lot of the shows that I'm watching, it's like you said your line and now you're waiting for the next cue.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like,
and you're literally just saying it basically on cue, but it doesn't feel even the slightest bit like it's transitioning normally.
Yeah, it's like this person is saying something, this person says something, they're just staring at each other, and then pause, and then they'll walk away. There's a way to do that to where, it's like you're just fed up with each other and then you walk away to where it doesn't feel rushed. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we're too many Mississippis in this pause and we need to do something else. Okay. Like we paused too long for this scene and I'm just like, can we move on? Like, What's the next thing? And then there's some scenes that just kind of, some shows you kind of just feel rushed, and I'm just like, I kind of feel bad for you because we didn't get a chance to really process what just happened. So secondhand embarrassment can also go both ways. It's like that was too rushed to the point that's like I'm now just as confused.
It's very awkward because now you just feel so lost and out of place.
Yeah, because it's like what just happened there, and it's not just the character. So, and again, it's when it's done intentionally because like the character, that's how the character's feeling. So that's how the audience is feeling. Those I don't mind because it's an intentional placement there for some of it, but it's the ones that's like that wasn't intentional, and I feel like you probably.
Going back to what we were talking about before, where you're trying to volley, but then it doesn't land.
Yeah, and it's just, it's one of those, like, you should have stayed in the workshop a little longer with the acting, script, table, panel, however they do it, with this just a little bit more to where it felt just a little bit more natural. Like, so far, the one I'm watching is called My Ex Morning. That show is an original and is based off the actors loosely. Based off the actors that are playing it. Love that. I love that original concept. It's not based off, I don't think it's based off no book. It's just them. Okay. And they built their life and experience over these characters, which is like their news anchors.
I love that.
Like producers, and one's a news anchor, one's the producer or director. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Right. But
it's the story, the theme, the building, the foundation.
It's a personal story being told through characters.
Thank you. That's the word. I'm like, where's the, I'm trying to find it.
I gotcha.
I'll find it eventually. But yeah, like that's the base of it. And then it's loosely based off of their experience with each other because they've known each other for years. So it's loosely based off of their experiences and things that they've gone through, good or bad. And so it's like, it's an original concept. Like you got these characters, but the life experience and thing they're experiencing is loosely based off the actual characters playing these roles. And they're not the first to do it, but there's not done often. There's another group, actors that the story was loosely based off of them again. And so I was like, I like seeing that because, you know, and since I've watched these two characters from the start of their career, I see the parallels from here to here. Like I'm seeing the parallels. I'm just like, oh my God, yeah. So I was like, fans that knew them from then and stayed with them since then, and people that are just coming in, you see that, right? You see the parallels to it. You're just like, oh my God, this is actually what he did in real life. This is how it was in that character that he played from this show, but they all put it into this one show where you can kind of see.
And it made a beautiful melding pot.
It's really, really good. And so when, again, going back to when we were saying like doing like original stuff, there's nothing wrong with doing an original show if you have a good cast, a good script, and everyone is collabing. Writing. Yeah, everyone's collabing on it together. It can go really, really good. And again, the shows it doesn't have to be corny. It doesn't have to be forced, because a lot of it, the awkwardness, that embarrassment comes from me is when I feel like it's being too forced. On some things, I'm just like, I'm embarrassed for you because this scene is not necessary. Like this moment is not necessary, or you could have cut this moment in half. Like the arguing scene here ain't making not a lick of sense. These two characters over here, I'm embarrassed for you because I don't see the chemistry between y'all at all. And so it was like, so my second embarrassment mostly comes from just like wrong, weird placements in some of the shows. The dialogue, I'm just like, you could have picked a different word. So it all encompasses for me. That's where I get secondhand embarrassment and again, I don't speak the language, especially when it's a translation thing. It's like, is that translated correctly? Because what I just read, I'm embarrassed if that's what you really just said. Like, I'm embarrassed and concerned if that's what you just said. Like, is that translated correctly? Because different shows, different translators, right?
Yep.
So,
and if you get a translator that just didn't care to put forth the effort,
and it's jumbled, and I'm just like, I can't even read shows. Like, if I'm reading like mangas like that on my phone, and the translations are just too wonky, I'm not gonna watch the show.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna watch it because I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm misinterpreting it correctly. There's a way you could have said that's coming off as a bit predatorial, and I'm like, I don't vibe with that. So I'm gonna need you to fix that. I'm gonna need you to fix it. So my secondhand embarrassment comes a lot from just the delivery.
Yep.
A lot of it has to do with how you delivered that scene, how you looked in that scene, like how you portrayed the emotions, or just your body language in that scene. Like if you're supposed to be like crying, like the cry scenes get me all the time. Whatever, regardless what movie, whatever it is, the crying gets me all the time because I'm like, if you're supposed to be crying, where are the tears?
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's not a tear that fell out of your eye, and so I'm just like, and I'm talking about like ugly trying to cry, but not a tear dropping out of, not your eyes ain't even watery. That's my thing too. It's like I can get sometimes the tear not dropping, your eyes aren't even watery.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, again, you're still in,
or you ugly cry, but it's just over the top.
Yeah, and it's like maybe that's how you really do look, or maybe that's what the director wanted.
Yeah.
Like, so we don't, but it's like,
but then you still don't have those tears coming out of your eyes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So then it's just excessive, too much.
That's the thing.
And going back to you went too hard.
You too hard in the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction, because I was like, tear, please fall, something. I'm getting uncomfortable.
I'm not resonating right now with what
I'm getting uncomfortable watching you force this tear, because it's supposed to be like this really. Sometimes it's just the silent tears. You're just like, oh, that got me right. You're just like, oh, like they're arguing, whatever, and one's getting emotional. And I'm like, I see the emotion on your face, but I don't see nothing here. Oh, when they do this, what are you wiping? There was nothing there. Oh, and they like to play it off with they have the tissues and they're doing this as if there's really tears. And they're actually they're not pretending to cry. They're actually supposed to be crying in this part, right?
Yeah.
And so they have the tissues and they're trying to clean their eyes and everything. I'm just like, that's a dry tissue because there was no water out of your eyes. You couldn't think of something sad in this moment to make the tears come. And so that gets me. The biggest thing for secondhand embarrassment for me is the fake crying too.
Yeah.
It's because I'm just like, and it's not the ones where you have that devious character that's pretending to cry when the person leaves, they're like this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about those.
No, because you know that's fake as all get out, so you ain't even gonna resonate with that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, you good with the fake tears, but I don't see no. So it's like, as the audience, we know that they're faking, but the person that they're doing it to don't know. But I'm like, you still don't got tears coming out your eyes, but we, the audience, know it's fake.
Yep.
So that doesn't bother me when I know you're being this devious, manipulative, little scheming thing.
Yep.
That doesn't bother me. It's the ones when you're really supposed to be in this moment, having this emotion. And there's
feeling everything,
and there's not a tear inside. And I know some people
don't cry over that kind of stuff. It's true.
Yeah, but because that's what I'm about to say. I know sometimes it's just the emotions. There's not a tear that's gonna drop, but at least like the eyes water or something.
A quivering lip, something that gives you some idea of an emotion is being portrayed here.
There's one actor. There's a couple, but this one, like, because he does the lip quiver and everything like that, but it looks natural. It doesn't look forced. And depending on the scene, he can make himself cry, and he's like, he can do it like an ugly cry too, and he can make himself actually cry. And I love the actors that get so deep into their emotions that basically when the director says cut, they're still crying because they're still in that moment. I'm just like, I felt it, and I really feel it because I know that you were really feeling it and in that character.
Yep.
But it was the ones where it's supposed to be that deep emotion, and I'm like, your face is giving it to me. You might have got the lip quiver in there.
Your voice may have been giving it.
Your voice might be even shaking. Where's the tear? And then now you got the you're doing this, and what? I don't see nothing.
And that's what fake tears are for.
I drop something, give them something, but but that's what gets me is the one when they're just. What are we wiping? Your face is dry, my guy, my girl, because some of them is girls too, but it's mostly my guy. Why are we, and it's not the ones that are pretending and being devious, it's the ones that's generally having this emotion. And so, and again, I know not everyone cries. You can be as hurt as you want to be and just not a tear in sight.
Yep. Some people are that broken emotionally where they've lost all the ability to cry any more tears. They've cried all the tears they can cry.
And the characters that play and again, it just depends on the show because there's a character that's literally like that. We get there's not going to be a tear, so when they actually do get that tear come out, he's like, oh,
it's real. It feels real.
Yeah, like so it depends on. I think for me with the secondhand thing is depending on the show and what's going on and the character. If this character's like this, not for example, I think it's called Love in the Air. Love all the actors in that chef's kiss, but. The emotions in it and the crying and you see the angst and you see the fear, and sometimes the best acting to me is when they're not even saying anything because their facial expressions and their body is giving the language that you need. And so for me, when they having those moments and they're crying, I'm just like, are you constipated? Not in this show. I'm just saying like in general, like not the show, but it's like, are you constipated or something? Because you feel like you're trying to force something.
Yeah.
And, so it's like, I'm just
you're
like.
forcing something and it is not working in your favor.
Yeah, like you're trying so hard to get them tears to come and they're just not. The bank is dry, my guy. The bank is empty. There's nothing there. You've overdrawn. Okay, I'm sorry. But those are the ones for me that secondhand embarrassment is the crying and it's not happening, the weird pauses, and I'm just like, why are we pausing here? And it's not like the dum dum dum, like the deep music that's supposed to give you that dramatic. No, it's not that. It's just silence, and we're looking at each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you don't cut to the next scene, because why? It's not like you're looking at me to give the fans like they're looking at. No, you're looking at another person. And
you may as well be looking at the wall behind them because it's just dead. Yeah,
because it's like that you said something mean and you're just staring. And then the character walks away or something, and then you'll just be like, we could have sped that up a couple seconds. We could have sped it up a couple seconds, or you both walk away and leave or something like that. Or the conversation just seems choppy to me. But again, that could just be translations if I'm not watching something that's in English.
Yeah.
But it's just like
pacing is everything.
Yeah. Or I don't know if you see those like drama shorts that be coming on like through TikToks like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those are embarrassing.
Oh no. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen a few of them and I was like, this acting is horrible. This
acting is so bad.
Why is this even up? Because this is atrocious. I'm embarrassed for you actors because this is not representing what you probably are capable of. I always scroll past those as quickly as I can because I'm like,
it's like a bad home movie. That's what it feels like a bad home movie.
It is a bad home movie.
I'm just like, the acting is...
with a little bit higher production quality, it's a bad home movie.
Again, it goes back to what I was saying with the weird pauses.
Yep.
The weird pauses and the awkward, just like...
the piss poor delivery.
Yes. And it's one of those is like...
or the overly dramatic delivery that was way too much and you're like...
But, that rage baiting, secondhand embarrassment, for me, depending on what it is, kind of go hand in hand.
Yep.
But the biggest one is definitely Wicked.
And for me, it's all just about if you've written a character into a situation that is outside their norm and it's something that you can totally relate to, that's where I get the secondhand embarrassment from, because it's definitely a situation you're like,
I've gone through that. Or
I've been there. I've done that. I know what that feels like and I don't like it.
Yeah. So like you can you relate to them a little bit more.
Oh,
which, again, it comes back to
great character writing when you think about it.
Yeah. It comes back to making a character that you didn't think was relatable to you. Or a character that you didn't like, you was like, yo.
Or if you did like this character, but you're like, okay, this brought them back down to a sense of reality because they've gotten a little too high up there.
I can't think of anything right now on that example. Do you?
Honestly, the Spinelli one that we talked about for the Mama's Girl, that one, because she's very much a very confident person, but that brought her way down in her confidence, and her confidence was shaken in that moment. Because she's a very tough character who knows who she is and is the type of person that she is. And this is a scenario that threw her into a position that she's like, oh, no, not what I'm okay with. Same thing like when the Ashleys, because she's also an Ashley, forced her into, but the audience may not, forced her into becoming an Ashley, which is the clique of mean girls and the spoiled rotten bunch. But then they treated her like a little servant, a secondhand piece of junk, basically, because they were forcing her into an initiation, and then she had to get herself out of it because she was at that point of being broken down. Where she's like, just let me go. I don't want this. I never did. Well,
the thing about it is she was a tomboy and they were girly girls. That's really the premise of that was like they were the girly girls, and of course they're all in their names, just Ashley. Kind of like the Heathers situation.
Yep, that's what they were built off of, was the Heathers.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah. They're the Disney's version of the Heathers for this particular era.
Oh.
Yeah. And then their mothers were also effectively Heathers as well.
Really?
Yeah. As are their little sisters and their little brothers.
So they just named their kids after themselves?
No, their mothers are a different name, but they all share the same name. And then they named their kids Ashley. That was all coincidence. They all met each other like, I'm Ashley, I'm Ashley, I'm Ashley, I'm Ashley. And then all their little sisters are Brittany. All their little brothers are Tyler.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
It's given that one movie with all the kids had white hair in that town. Like all the women got pregnant at once.
Oh.
I can't remember the name of it, but it was like creepy. Because the I wish I could remember. If I could think of the name, I'll let you know what it is. But it's literally all the women in town got pregnant at the exact same time, had birth at the exact same time. Some of them had twins, some of them didn't. And all of them had the hive mind mentality. All the kids, didn't matter if the brunette, I'm talking about Snow White hair.
Sounds like a Children of the Corn situation.
Yeah. It was like Snow White hair here. The girl's hair was cut here.
Okay, it was like the bowl cut situation.
Yeah, and then all the boys had blonde. Like they all had white hair. All of them had white hair.
Yeah.
But they had short hair. Long, I don't know if any of them had long hair, but I know they had, some of them had like the bob cut here. Like
I know what you're talking about.
And so they all had hive mind, and one of them was the leader of all of them. But one little boy, he was different than all the rest of them because he actually loved his mother. He loved his family. The other ones are just kind of like, you gave birth to me, thank you so much, but die. And he's kind of like, I actually really like my mom, so I'm following you, but I'm not really following you because I don't really want to hurt my parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want to actually hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's kind of what that was given with the Heathers and what you were just saying, like everyone naming their kid the same thing. At least they all look different.
You know what?
Yeah.
I can also think of As Told by Ginger. That entire series, phenomenal.
I love As Told, but
phenomenal. But that entire series, you get secondhand embarrassment for so many things.
But it's so relatable.
But it's 100% relatable.
Yeah, it's so relatable.
Brilliantly written series, and the secondhand embarrassment, you feel 100% because you've been in that situation.
And the Proud Family. Like I can't remember the episode, but I think she's like sat in something, so it's like she like peed on herself, or whatever, or spilled something on her in front of her dress.
Or La Cienaga's massive feet, which is a family trait.
Yeah, those giant feet that you don't tell until she takes her
that somehow fit into shoes this small.
Yeah, like these big old feet. So it's very relatable because there are kids, young kids that have big feet.
Yeah,
at young age, like their feet are huge.
And that's her one imperfection, whereas the rest of her she can present as this most perfect goddess of a human being.
I mean, it might be controversial, but in my opinion, the Gross sisters were better friends to Penny than
100%
than her actual friends.
Oh, her friends were very fake in many regards. Yes, they were very close, but the Gross sisters were real with Penny.
Yeah, like they were real.
Like, yeah, they were bullies, but they were also very real. They told her like it was. They didn't hide anything from her.
And aren't they the only ones that went to her birthday party or whatever party she was having, and her friends went to La Cienaga's across the street?
Yes.
Like, no. So that's
the Gross sisters treated her respectfully while still also being
true to themselves. Like, hand me your money.
Hand me your money.
Yeah,
but they were very real, believable, realistic characters. They were more than just the bullies.
And that's what you saw, too. Is like, oh, these are the bullies, but when you really got to when they showed episodes of them and everything doing that stuff, you saw the really
like the middle child that just wanted to look pretty.
Yeah, like, and again, back then was they touched on topics that they cannot touch on now, but that's a different time for a different video because it's getting too long.
Well, they could touch on it, but it would not be done right or well.
No, because like,
I can think of something meaner to say.
You know, old Disney, like how old Disney the movies were and the controversies and the topics they used to touch on.
Yeah,
like. What was the one where...
I mean, Pocahontas is controversial from beginning to end.
Yeah, but that's just historically.
That's a mess. That's a different mess altogether.
I'm talking about the one where the foreign exchange students, where they had the girl come from...
Oh, The Color of Friendship.
That one. You had that one.
They would never touch on that today.
You had the one where it was Shia LaBeouf. He was...
Holes?
No.
Even Stevens.
No. The girl wanted to be famous and wanted to be on a TV show. And Shia LaBeouf was the brother who... was mentally challenged, but she wanted to be on a TV show. She wanted to be, so they did like a reality TV thing from her.
I don't remember the title, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one. Like they won't do stuff that anymore. Like those movies, like when I went back and looked at them, I was like, he had some banging movies back in the day.
And as long as it was done with reverence and care, that was what mattered.
It touched on racism.
It did, but it handled it beautifully.
Yeah, they did it so, like, the way they
did it with care.
Yeah, they did topics like racism and disabilities. Like, they did those characters and those topics with so much care and reverence. Love and, like, education. Like, they were educated in these things.
And they don't do that now.
And
because they're so afraid to touch on it without it somehow blowing up.
And my thing, too, another thing off topic a little bit is... I guess it might fall in second and embarrassment, just embarrassment in general. If the people that the culture don't have a problem with it, why are you that's not part of that culture got a problem with it? Sit down. Sit down. Okay. Like if you're really showing appreciation, not appropriation, you're really doing it correctly. But then you, the outsider that's not in that culture,
are getting butthurt because it's not done right somehow.
How can you tell the people that's actually part of that culture that the people that are appreciating, not appropriating, appreciating that culture, that they're doing it wrong? When the people in that actual culture are saying you showing respect, you're showing your care and your love for this.
You did your research.
Like, yeah, you're not just jumping it to try to clickbait somebody, or just try to draw in an audience, and that's not really what you're about.
Yep.
Which, again, I guess can go into embarrassment with K-pop. With me, if this is your genre, I think I had the conversation with Maddie the other day. If this is your genre, that's fine. That is fine. I know genres, I know themes change all the time. They always change with different comebacks. But it's your meat and your potatoes. What is it? And then you build from that. Mm-hmm. Whether you go to ballads, whether you go to rock, whether you go to, you stay with the K-pop industry, or you go to hip hop. If it mushes together well, your essence is still there, which is why I like BTS. Like their essence, they start as a hip hop group, right? And they still technically is hip hop. Their essence is still there. But yes, each one, there's 7 of them. They each all have their own individualities, what they all like to do. But when they come together, regardless if it's K-pop, but it's still like K-pop, hip-hop vibes still in it. You still get the vibes of feeling that they never lost themselves. They never stopped being true to who they are.
When does your BTS guys get back together again?
They're back.
Oh.
They're back, baby. They're back. No, they're already back, and I'm already stressed because concert season is here.
She is going to do everything in her power to get tickets.
I am.
She is going to be doing everything in her absolute God-given power to get tickets, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I need to say, yeah. That's.
She and Maddie both, our friend Maddie, they will be getting
from
tickets.
her church is also apparently into K-pop too.
Well,
So yeah,
so
now there's 3 of us. But it's like,
all right, well, there you go. A trio of ladies who are going to be doing everything in their power to get tickets for this BTS reunion concert.
I ain't saying I'll leave the country, but I ain't saying I'm not. I wouldn't, but I'm just saying let's not let that be the resort that I gotta go to, please. Calm down. Where was I going? You maybe sidetracked. Oh,
the point is that secondhand embarrassment, we've all felt it. We feel it in different ways. It depends on how well the acting's done, the situations that the characters are put in, how well it's relatable to real life.
Be true to yourself.
Yes.
Be true to yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. Because again,
absolutely.
It's 100% okay to make mistakes. It's okay to change your vibe, but don't start out as a fake. Don't start out as pretending, because that's where the embarrassment for me comes in, especially when I see certain, like again with the K-pop groups.
And don't put up such a big shell a wall that when it comes down, it comes crashing down.
Yeah,
that's hard to do. I know, but find a middle ground somewhere.
Yeah, because I get embarrassed not seeing just regular people, but like artists in general. Because I'm like, if this is not truly who you are, I'm kind of getting embarrassed for you, because you're trying to find your niche. And I'm not talking about new ones out the rip, because when you're a new actor, new artist, whatever,
you've got to find what
you're
going to
be embarrassed. You're gonna have that like anxiety of some sort. So that's not what I mean. Is like when you full on going in it and you're trying to grab a demographic, and then you got the demographic, but then it's like, oops, like we just wanted to see, but not really. That's not really what we're about. That's fine to change up. I'm not saying to stay stagnant. Always grow and always try to do better. But to me, if I from the rip see and I'm like, that looks kind of forced. That theme looks kind of forced. That vibe, that genre that you're picking looks kind of forced. I'm not going to be really into it. There's plenty of people that are, but I'm not going to be really into it. The song could be good. The show could be good, but I'm just like,
I ain't feeling you.
Yeah, it's like, it's just not, something's missing. Something's not there. And so, and again, like I said, going back to with BTS, they've never really lost who they were. And so, and then they are relatable. They definitely have their embarrassment moments. And I'm embarrassed for them sometimes when I see some things. But they make it relatable.
And going back to what we were talking about last episode with Kelly Clarkson for a brief moment.
Yeah.
She has never stopped being herself. I remember she's got a short up on like several of her social medias where she was trying to hit a high note and her voice cracked. She's like, go back and play that. And she laughed her ass off over it. And she's like, I want to make that my ringtone.
Like,
I want to make that my ringtone. And she went, oh, and she lost it because the voice just gave out in that second. And rather than being embarrassed about it, she just embraced it and said, and she released it. And it made her so relatable. People love it.
And like I said, it's kind of one of those, like, depending on what it is, yes, you draw more people in when you just like, oh, this person is relatable. Like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, this person like this. Like, yes, you're thin or you're on this diet, but we know you can chow down. Like, you know, like you see them like just like, I like food. I'm a foodie. It's just because with this situation going on, it's like, I might have to dial back on it. But the minute tourist season's over, shooting is over, whatever movie we're doing, whatever project that we're doing, eating. And yes, I'm just like, that makes me happy because I like to eat. In case you haven't noticed.
I love good food.
But Secondhand Embarrassment. You got it. We got it. And with TV shows, it's a hit or miss.
It is.
And depending on how you're doing it, who's doing it, and the scenario that's behind it.
100%.
My biggest secondhand embarrassment for people is the crying scenes when it doesn't look natural enough. And that scene from Wicked with it was just quiet, which purposeful. That was done purposeful though. But it's the ones that's not really done on purpose. And then we was like, that was a choice that you made.
Yeah.
And my opinion wasn't a great choice, but that was a choice.
And that's about it for this one, honestly.
Are you embarrassed yet? Bye.
Bye.